So many YouTubers out there are saying, go to ZipRecruiter, go here, go there, and maybe on Fiverr or wherever, and sign up, type in audio into text or type in whatever it is that the client wants, and then you can make money. But there's a lot of things that they don't tell you. So I've done a lot of research. I've checked, I've signed up on all of them. I've checked the ones that would take you as a Nigerian, or if you're not Nigerian or whatever. And I've also checked the ones that legit pay. I've checked the ones that their sign-up requirements are really tedious and the ones that are pretty easy. I've checked all of that for you, and I've come with that information. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share. Let's get into online typing jobs from home that pays really well, whether you're a Nigerian or not. Okay, so we're going to start with the most obvious, which is Fiverr, Upwork, and Freelancer. So obviously on these platforms, there are, you can just apply as a freelancer and you can do any job. Transcription jobs or whatever. Transcription jobs are usually pretty easy. Not much past experience is required. You just need to have a typing skill, and you need to be able to listen really attentively to the audio file that you're transcribing. And some transcription services also needs to be translated. So that's some translation packages come with translation. Some are just transcribing from audio or a video file to text. So that's pretty easy. I believe anybody that is literate can do that. So if this is your bag, if this is something that you can really do, then I'm going to show you which websites to do it. The reason why I'm not really going to say, I mean, if you can set up an account on Upwork and Fiverr, go right ahead and sell your time for money, maybe transcription or something else, then that'll be good. But Upwork is hot cake now. As a new freelancer, it's not really easy to scale, and maybe you have to boost every proposal that you have, because a lot of people, the world has changed, the world has gone virtual, so a lot of people are on these online freelance platforms now, so it's not really easy, but you can really try. That's why there are options. So while you're here, you're here, you're here. So Fiverr is another thing that you can try. I tried Fiverr, but so you can try Fiverr, Freelancer, ZipRecruiter, Upwork, and all of that. I don't really like the Freelancer. I think is a Nigerian platform. A lot of people on there are doing so many things. Some are doing transcribing, some are doing content writing, social media, and all of that stuff. So you can definitely try freelance platforms, and if transcription is one of them, which doesn't require any skill, because most stuff on this freelance platform requires some certain skill, but thankfully transcription does not. So you can make your rates a little bit friendly when you're applying to these platforms, right? And then you tell them, okay, this is this and that is that. So I don't really if we're talking about transcription, right, I would say go for platforms that they're really focused on transcription, that what they offer are transcription services. They don't offer this and that like general freelance platforms. So I would say try the two platforms that I really have confidence in is the Go Transcript and the Freelance Transcriber. Now, Go Transcript, they accept people from all over the world. Most transcription companies, they are particular about what country you come from. Are you from the US or Canada or whatever? But the Go Transcript platform accepts transcribers from all over the world, as long as you follow their guidelines and you can deliver quality work. But there's a catch. The problem with Go Transcript is that they have a lot of guidelines that you have to follow. First of all, you have to take a test. This is basically the process that I went through. So you take like the quiz. They'll give you a copy of their transcription guidelines, which is this document right here. So you just read through this, read it though, because that quiz is no joke, and you have to answer the questions correctly. Some of the questions have more than one correct answer, and if you pick only one, it would not accept it. So you have to pick all the correct answers that apply per question in the quiz, right? And if you do not pass that stage, you are not going anywhere. So you have to prepare for that quiz. They are not timing you or looking at you or anything. So while you're taking the quiz, you can be searching the answers on Google. You can be checking your answers against the transcription guidelines. Take your time. You have all the time in the world. You're not being timed. Just as you're taking the quiz, when you see a question on the quiz, you come back to the guidelines, you read it, you make sure that everything is ship-shape, you go back and then you fill that information. If everything is correct, you move on to the next stage, which is you have to take a transcription test. So they're going to give you an audio file that you're going to listen to right there, and you have to transcribe the audio based on their guidelines. So it's just for them to know, oh, are you really listening to some of these instructions that we have in our guidelines? So it's pretty easy. So when you listen, go back to the guideline, come back and listen again, just to see you're not under pressure. You're checking the transcription guidelines as you're correcting your transcribed text. So you just be checking that and doing that. So it took me a total of 6 times. I had to go through the transcribed text 6 times, and every time I went through it, I found a mistake. Not really a mistake, but something that was not up to par with your guideline. Just make sure that I had to check everything meticulously. So I don't know how literate you are. If you're really literate and you can really follow instructions, you can really read and understand and interpret instructions, then you can really work with Go Transcript. Unfortunately, their feedback takes about 30 to 60 days before they can give you feedback, and sometimes they won't give you feedback. If they didn't accept you, if after 30 to 6 days they did not answer you, just know that you have been rejected. But if you have been accepted, it's a big payday. You know, they really pay well. You get emails every day on in your email account on transcription jobs from their platform, and then they send that to you. You come in and then you do that job, and then you send it in, and they really pay well. So the thing is, they pay with PayPal or Payoneer. So if you're in Nigeria and you cannot use PayPal, Payoneer is a very good option, so use that as well. So another good site that you can really use is the DY audio transcription service in Nigeria. So now this service is a Nigerian-based transcription service. They transcribe in local Nigerian languages like Hausa, Yoruba, Pidgin, Igbo, Fulani, etc. I think they have lots of languages that transcribe it. So if you are really not that Anmasigbo, what's the Yoruba translation? Also Yoruba or something. It's not that you can speak Yoruba or you can speak this, or they speak Pidgin. Can you write it? Because this is transcription, you know, because writing in Hausa and Yoruba and Pidgin and Igbo and Fulani, you know, if you're writing in Igbo, for instance, there are some things that you need to put on top of those letters. So you don't just write it as Anamabia. It's not like that. So there's a way it's written different from the way it's spoken. So if you are really a languages expert, which is another thing that a lot of you might not really know, because I mean, a lot of us in Nigeria know how to speak a lot of local languages, but we don't know how to write it or communicate in it, except those of us that studied it professionally, or that really took an interest in understanding how it is written, or that have materials in those languages like a Bible, for instance. So if you don't really know how to do these, then I would suggest you just stick with the Go Transcript for English, and maybe try opening accounts on Upwork and all of that, and just say, oh, I do transcription on Fiverr, on Upwork, on Freelancer and all of that, and see how you can make sure that your rates are competitive. But I really don't like environments where I have to go and be competing, Fiverr and all of that stuff. I got into Upwork when it wasn't that saturated in my field, so it was really easy for me to scale. But right now I hear that it's really, you know, there's a lot of competition on the platform right now. So I mean, if you're putting transcription services, for instance, for $5, there's someone else. Sorry, if you're putting for $10, someone else is putting for $5 and all of that. So it's now a thing of, you know, who I want to go with. So instead of all that competition, if you can really calm down and really get accepted on Go Transcript, it'll be really good for you. And if you are a local language expert, then you can try the DY Plus language solutions. I think the website is just dyplus.com.ng. So if this video was really educative, if you got one thing or two things or everything from this video, if this video impacted you in some way, please give it a thumbs up and share so that someone else can get this. Remember, the world is big enough for all of us to thrive. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. And that brings us to the end.